we harp on about the Man City performance. You know, sometimes you can win a game, you can win it 1-0, you can win it 2-0, you could have been lucky. But against Man City, they weren't lucky. They showed a level of performance that this Tottenham team has showed on several occasions this season. But we've seen too many of the performances like that. Like what we saw tonight, we've seen too many of them. And if you've got aspirations of being in that top four and challenging in this division, then you can't afford to have as many games as they have in this type of performance.
Gabriel asked a question about mentality, didn't he? I'm not sure what your thoughts are about that, whether or not there is some kind of mental issue going on in terms of belief within this squad, or does it drop off, that belief?
It shouldn't drop off, to be honest. And you know, you speak about the manager, and I think players have got to take responsibility as well. You know, the leaders in the change rooms have got to drive those sort of messages. You know, you can't have a performance like you did against Man City, then the drop off. You know, listen, the Premier League is the best league in the world. It's difficult. You're going to get ups and downs, but at the same time, I feel like you can't have one player out of the whole group that sort of like keeps those sort of level of performances. Kulusevski is the only one really that you can say that.
So does that mean that other players, their performances are dropping off? You know, is Son for you one of those maybe whose inconsistency has been contributing to Spurs' inconsistency?
But even with Sonny, when he come on, I thought he looked sharp. I thought he looked bright. And sometimes, you know, it's a case of sometimes as a player, sometimes you may need to reset. You know, if you're out of the team, sometimes you need that as players, and you come back into the team and you're fresh and you can. But I thought like when he come on, he looked really sharp. Obviously, you've got the injuries as well, but at the same time, you can't make excuses because
every team's got injuries at this time.
Exactly, and then you look at the Man City performance. We keep going back to it. You look at the Man City performance. For me, that's the level. You know, you've got to bring that into the other games.
It's going to sound like an excuse, but they are playing in Europe as well. You know, and with injuries, they don't have a massive squad like Chelsea to rotate. They're bringing in young lads sometimes. Yeah. So, you know, playing Thursday, Sunday, you know, it's tough, and they did look leggy at times today. So it's about being able to keep that consistency even when you're in Europe, and I think that can be challenging sometimes for Spurs.
And even when you say about Son, you say, is it his mentality? You go back a year and you think to yourself, I'm not sure he would have been left out of the side a year ago. He would have played consistently week in, week out. Manager wouldn't have taken him off. So when you talk about is that part of the problem? That could be part of the problem. That, you know, not enough players have got the mentality that Kulusevski showed.
Yeah, Son himself. There's only 3 forwards in the whole of the Premier League who've played more minutes since 2020. He's played a lot of football, hasn't he? So, you know, there comes. I mean, I know Adam was joking there about age and about, but you know, it's a tiring business. You're playing a lot of matches.
Yeah, it's demanding. It's demanding, and obviously internationals, the travelling, and so, like I just mentioned before, you need the reset button sometimes. You need to just sit out and just maybe, you know, rest a few games, maybe come on for 20 minutes like he did today. But to be fair to him, when he come on, I thought that he made the difference. He looked really sharp. You know, he was direct, and for me, even though I'd love to have seen, you know, Sonny start the game, but at the same time, you know, his form is not at the level, you know, that he's normally at. But at times, you know, sometimes you need the rest. He's played a lot of football.